Beautiful Saturday evening, and Oye is here. It's Parenting Essentials Saturday Live. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you can hear me, and you're going to see my face very shortly. Beautiful Saturday evening. Happy new month. It's a wonderful November, and I believe that this month is going to be amazing for everyone. All right, tell somebody that Oye is live. Let's dive into it so that we can go ahead and do other things that we plan for the day. Parenting Essentials, let me know where you're joining me from today. Is the first day of the 11th month of 2025. I'm personally grateful to God for how far He has brought me. And today I'll be talking about what can you produce. I want you to just have a moment and think about that. What are we producing? What is she asking me? There's this belief in family system engineering is that family is the production factory of the society. And I'm asking parents today, what can you produce? What are you producing to the society? What sort of children are you raising? Ask yourself a genuine question and be sincere to yourself in answering this question. Do you even know what your company is into? You know, we have companies, we have factories, we have production companies. What is your family producing? What is your own company? What is your business? Because your family is a business that you have to be mindful of. Your family is a business that you have to embrace. So your family as a business, what are you producing? What are you producing? If you can answer that question and you can actually check your product to see the quality, then maybe you're on the path of patting yourself at the back and telling yourself, well done, because when we don't know what we are producing or what we are doing to our product, it might be a disaster. So I just want to bring out some things today that we might overlook over the time. It must have been in our behavior due to maybe culture or bringing or whatever it is. And I just want to call attention to this very important thing this moment. So let me know where you're joining me from if you can hear me. Tell somebody that Oye is here. Because how do we expect ourselves to produce maybe innovators, inventors, when we judge what we don't understand? So I want to focus on the things that we judge in the life of our children that we do not even understand. What always gives me concern for parents is the ability to be judging what they don't understand, and yet they're not aware that they don't even understand. I think this is where the issue is. When you know you're doing something bad, it's easy to stop. But when you think whatever you're doing is okay, and you're very sure because you saw that in the past generation, you don't just want to stop. You don't just see any reason. But we need to be that generation that we're going to rise up, stand up, evaluate ourselves, be sincere to ourselves, and be able to correct where we have gone wrong so that we don't destroy the life of our children. So how do you want to produce an inventor in your own business? I mean, your family. What are you planning to produce? When you continue to judge what you don't understand, when you punish a child, the things that we punish children for sometimes is so alarming because they are just, most of the time, they are exhibiting age-appropriate behavior. Yet, we punish them. Yet, we judge them. So what do you think is going to happen to such a child that has been judged, that has been punished for exhibiting age-appropriate behavior? Oh, what are you talking about? Just go straight to the point. And this is the issue. We don't want to think through. We don't want to have a time to just reflect, think, take a deep breath. We just want to always be in a hurry. You just want to run through it. And we cannot run through parenting. We cannot. Do you think every time you judge your children over a particular behavior or you punish them over a particular behavior, do you know why? Do you understand that particular behavior? And that is the angle I will quickly run through today. It is common, and I've seen quite a lot of things, even alarming situations on social media, seeing parents judging their children unknowingly and even using them as content. They're shaming their children, they're punishing them, they're doing things, And you see people, if you have time to just glance, just scroll through the comments, you'll be amazed. How did we get here? Or how can we leave this space? Now that we are here, what can we do to help our generation? What can we do? So what are the things that is going to happen when we judge what we don't understand? There are quite a lot of things that can happen. You are automatically silencing your child. A child that's supposed to grow into a genius. You might be destroying a future. You might be destroying a future innovator, a president, a lawyer. In the name of, I've said quite a lot of things about maybe you're saying your child is talking too much and everything. I'm not going to that direction today. I want us to see other angles that we might be judging what we don't understand and the effect on our children. And I'm going to also talk about the adolescents, because these are very sensitive stage, and what we do to them today might be something that we run for 10 years to correct, but might be too late. So why can't you just stay awake today? Why can't you just be determined to get it right once? Why can't you just be determined to get your parenting right, to raise that child that will be proud of you being the father, that will be proud of you being the mother? How do you plan to do that? So instead of reacting sometimes, instead of just talking sometimes because you're not sure if you're judging what you don't understand, just take a pause and ask questions. Ask yourself questions. That's all you need to do. Just don't react to everything. Pause and ask questions. What is my child learning in this behavior? Or what is my child trying to express? Or what is my child trying to communicate through this behavior, through this act? But some will say, I don't have this time. A child obviously is making mess. I will just give that slap. Where will I get the time to find out why is this child making mess? Or your child kept asking you question. Why do I have the time to say, keep quiet, don't ask me again? Or to find out why exactly is this child asking this same question? And this is what we are talking about today. Instead of just reacting, what do? You take a pause and ask questions. These questions are going directly to you, and you're going to be the one to ask the question. You're going to be the one to answer these questions. Why is my child acting like this? Why is my child expressing this? Why is my child, just keep asking. I know some people will ask, who is going to answer me? You are going to answer. Without asking, let me know. Yes, asking is going to help you to pause, to look through beyond, to see. And that's why we keep talking about understanding the unique child. So today I want us to focus on adolescents, because I know I've done quite a lot on children in general. But these people, I remember I taught about them years back, and I did it back to back. It was a series. They are different kind of people. They are not adults, yet they are not children. So they are different human beings entirely. So when it comes to misjudging them, when it comes to punishing them for a developmental behavior, but because you don't understand this behavior, the result, the effect can be terrible in their lives. And this, I will just quickly run through this. And if you're watching me live or you're going to watch this later, I want you to pay attention. If probably get your pen and write down, so that you check yourself. What exactly are you doing now at the moment? Or maybe your own child is still quite young. Can you note them down so that you don't do the same to those children when you have them at the maybe teenage stage? And all this takes intentionality. If you're not very intentional about this, it doesn't just, I'll listen or I'll watch later or I'll learn later. Why not learn today so that you don't make an error? I always say something. The greatest mistake any parent can do is to use your child as an experiment. Let's try by error. You can never use your child. You cannot, people, and I think the issue is we have so many common statements that have been said over the years and has become acceptable. And because it has been said over and again does not make it right. Because everybody believes it's right, or majority rather, does not make it right. One such a statement is no, every firstborn is an experiment. It's practical to parenting. No, you can actually learn parenting right before you get into parenting. And you can also learn through it without using your child as an experiment, like having an error and say, no, I'm going to correct it in the next child. You hear this oftentimes with many parents, and it becomes a norm. You know what? I'm just going to do it anyhow. And that child is going to suffer your own lack of parenting style. And it has become normal. That's a nonsense that has been normalized. So what are you doing today? Don't forget, I'm asking you a question this moment. What are you producing? What is your business producing? And this is the time for you to stay calm and ask yourself genuine question. Be sincere to yourself. All right, I said I want to talk about adolescents, and it's very important for us to understand this set of people. They are different human beings entirely. This time, this stage is very sensitive. They have rapid physical changes. Their emotions are running everywhere. Social interaction might be affected. There's a lot of things that is going to be going on in a teenager's body. A lot of changes. Their hormones are running. They are active. Their brain, is changing. They are learning emotional protection. This is a time for them to learn how to protect themselves, to understand emotional regulations. This is also a time for them to have a self-identity. They can build their identity at this time. So how we handle them at this stage is going to determine the adult we are going to produce. And I want you to know that some children, they exhibit this behavior or these signs of development earlier than usual. And that is why we keep talking about our children's uniqueness. One differ from one. They are not the same people. It's not a tailored approach. Baby A started wearing maybe bra at 16 or 13. You believe you had this baby B that now started seeing features at 10 is a problem to you. And I saw a video that really bothers me sometimes ago on social media. This is a 10-year-old child, a girl, that started a period, monthly flow, early in life. And I saw the mom just talking to the child. The child walked to the mom with the panties on the underwear and the pad. And he said, Mom, can you please help me fix my pad? The mom was recording this girl and I said, didn't I show you how to fix your pad? Because the guy is a 10-year-old girl. So for her, that came earlier than usual. But that is not uncommon lately in our generation. So if you don't want that, there are things that you're supposed to watch on. That's not where I'm going to today. So this mom took your phone and started recording the girl. Didn't I show you how to fix your part the last time? Just go away. I don't understand. You're only 10. I don't understand where you get period from. I don't understand. What is... And he said, just send the child. I don't know, maybe it's an auntie or a nanny. She called the name and sent the girl out. Go and meet her to help you fix it. I don't understand you. Oh, you're only 10. I've already called the doctor. The doctor is going to give you injection and it's going to stop until you're 16. The mom made that on recorded that conversation and the girl's face, and she posted it. To her, she might be a content creator. I don't know. To her, she might be thinking, okay, I want to show people. Maybe they can advise me on my child who is having a period early in life. But that is the means of shaming the child. The child does not call for she doesn't have control on how she's going to develop. So shaming a child for exhibiting a natural development does not actually, that can come from anywhere. Maybe because what she's used to, culture. I don't know what she could be thinking at the back of her head at that moment. I don't understand how she was able to treat a child like that. I just couldn't understand what is going on. And I've seen quite a lot of parents in our generation. And to see that people are confident to post their stupidity, and I'm not apologetic about it. And to post it and you see people backing that behavior up. This is how much you should wake up on your parenting style. This is how much you should not sleep. This is how much you should protect your own child, because we are together in this world. Things are getting worse by the day. I ask that question again. What are you producing? Are you going to join the masses, the general masses, in producing what they don't even understand, the product they can't even describe? Are you joining the general masses, or you are intentional in what you are producing. So it's very important. I saw that video and I was just talking and I remembered, and it's something that I can't just explain what the child will be thinking. That can be something that is going to live with that girl for many years. So we have to be very careful as a parent. Many parents, they react to changes, natural changes, with judgment. How can a parent react to a natural change with judgment, shame, or punishment? What she did at that moment, she bought the shame or whatever it is, that was judgmental. That was also punishment. Didn't that teach you before? Just go away and go and tell somebody else to help you place your part. I'm just thinking, this 10 years old maybe she had no idea about period. Maybe she had not even seen a pad before, and this happened to her. This is going to be a lot going on in her head and emotion at the same time. This is the time a child needs the parent support the most. And this is a child, the mom think I can shame my child, punish or judge the child. What are you doing as a parent? It is very, very important. So it is very common. It is not uncommon for parents to judge, punish children's developmental growth when they do not understand it. The reason why you can do that as a parent or a caregiver is because you don't understand much or what is going on in the life of a teenager or a preteen when they express this natural age-appropriate development. So because you do not understand, because that didn't happen to you, because that's what you have heard over the time, doesn't look like what you know, you begin to judge it. So what happens when you shame your child or you misinterpret the natural changes? That's a risk of raising a child that is just going to be within their own shell. They cannot express their own feeling. They just want to keep quiet. They just want to hide. That's the result when you do that. They want to hide instead of expressing their feeling. They're going to be very afraid of judgment. They will not be able to explore because they don't know what other person is going to say. So instead of them to be innovative, they're going to conform with whatever anybody is saying. Maybe they are doing group work in class. Somebody said, this is how we're going to do it. They know better. They can actually lead that group to do better, but they are not going to be confident. They're just going to be okay. These are the result of shaming, punishing, and judging a child when they exhibit the natural developmental stage attributes. These are the things that happen, so we have to be very careful. So I will quickly share some age gap and what can be happening at that time. I'll use 2 or 3 examples and I'm going to call it a day. Please pay attention to this. I'm going to give different examples within their age range, what parent can misjudge, what is actually happening, and what you can do. I'll quickly go ahead and explain that what is really happening at this stage that children are being misjudged by their parent or caregivers, even teachers. And it's so sad. The person that is supposed to teach a child, to protect, to safeguard the child in the classroom, maybe in the high school setting, they are the one judging the child. Don't you know? Can't you see? Maybe a child just, they're just new into having their period and they didn't place their pad very well and their clothes is dirty or stained in the class. Then the child says, so when you don't know how to know your pad, why do you have period? Is that supposed to be a question? Do you know that we still have teachers that are very unreasonable till now? Isn't that sad? In our generation, in our age and time. Is that even funny at all? Is that supposed to be a statement of a reasonable person? It's so sad. We can't help it. And that is why you be careful where you put your child. You be careful who you entrust your child in. I'm talking to reasonable parents now because now I'm talking about parents and caregivers who are misjudging. But I know that there are quite a lot of parents out there, amazing ones. So be careful. Don't just trust your child in the hands of another, thinking they are reasonable. Don't be overprotective and suspect everybody. Suspect everybody. Don't think they are reasonable. I hope you're getting me, So what is happening in the life of a teen, adolescent stage in general, they have this hormone surge, they have their mood can be what do you call mood swing. They have something, something can be influencing their mood without them. They can have much energy, they can have energy, they can be, self-image, how they see themselves, how they see themselves. They can be asking more questions about sex or things like that. They can be more curious. They want to actually, talk to you about how they feel about a boy or a girl. And this is when the mother will say, shut up, this is not why you have gone to school. Are you skilled? What are you producing? Is your statement today going to build your child for tomorrow, or the statement or your actions today is going to destroy the future of your child? Are you being careful? Are you still on the path of developing your child, raising and unfolding the treasure that child is embedded in? Are you? So don't forget that this is the time that they are self-aware, they are sensitive, they are very careful about their appearance, and this is an issue with so many parents. And I'm going to share shortly. Their voice is changing. And you hear that, why is your voice sounding like a crocodile? You think you're giving a compliment, but you don't know what that statement can do to that child. Why are you sounding like why are you sounding like a frog? So be careful, be careful. You don't know what you're doing to that child. Be careful, be very, very careful. My question again, what are you producing is very important, because quite a lot of things are happening. Behavioral change, things that you might think maybe they are rebellious. Why are you like that? Why is the child like this? Why? So that's why I want to share age group quickly. I know the time is going, and quickly share some practical examples, what is going on and what you can do as a parent. But you have to first be open-minded to know that you might unknowingly be judging what you don't understand when your child exhibits the natural developmental features or behaviors or whatever it is, but they are natural. But until you pay attention to it, you might not be aware that this is what you're doing. You might not be aware. The mirror loving thing, teenagers. Some teenagers, they love mirror a lot. This is a very sensitive time. And I said earlier, if you're with me, I said some children hit this milestone earlier than another. And that is why we say that their uniqueness is different. So I'm talking about teenagers, but a girl of 10 or 9 might exhibit this behavior earlier, before they turn 13. They just want to stay in the mirror. They just want to look at the mirror. They want to pack the hair. They want to see how they look. But what is going on in the mind of a parent? The mirror loving thing. Before they go out, they have checked the mirror. They will run to the mirror again and see. And I'm not talking about girls alone, even boys. They want to see how their jeans is looking, how the sneakers is, how the color. They want to just be, they're very conscious. They pay attention to their body. And why is that your business in the first place? Why should this beautiful developmental stage bother any parent? Unfortunately, many are bothered by it. I've seen many parents being bothered by this developmental stage. So what is the common parenting reaction? Hey, you are too vain. Especially those of us that, we say we are very spiritual. Congratulations. What is all this that you're standing for hours in front of the mirror? This is vain. This is vanity. You start to preach gospel. Hey, come on. You have energy. Go to the street and preach the gospel. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, because they feel like they've started. They don't want us to raise our children. And until you change your mindset, you cannot receive the teaching. And until you receive the teaching, you cannot do the right thing to your child. Unfortunately, only the right thing that you do to your child can get result. If you don't do the right thing, the result is bad, unfortunately. You can't play games with what you do with your child, especially the adolescent stage. You can't. So that's the reaction of a common reaction. Stop being obsessed with your look. You see it as obsession. Stop being upset. What is it? You checked the mirror before. You did this before. Because you were tamed, you didn't enjoy your teenage stage. You felt that was the best behavior you used. Think well. You actually wanted to look good. You actually wanted to look at the mirror. You actually wanted to go out and, but your parents were too strict. So you are bringing culture into your parenting style today, not knowing that it is natural for a child to exhibit this behavior at a certain stage and age. And if they don't, so when you see this thing, be glad that your child are growing. Your child is developing right. But the only reason why you're bothered because you don't understand. And that is why you are freely into judging, into misunderstanding, into punishing them. You do not understand. So what can you do? Understand the behavior and know what to do. What is actually happening at this time when you are saying they are being obsessed? When you are saying, you are too vain, you shouldn't do that. What is happening is, the child is discovering a body. This is a time of discovery. The child is discovering a body, be it a girl or a boy. It's a time of discovery. They want to see how they look. They want to see how the clothes is on them. It is not abnormal. It is totally normal. It's a time of discovery, body discovery, learning self-acceptance. And you see a lot of adults that are struggling with self-acceptance today because they were forced to jump out of that developmental stage. So that stage was not developed or wasn't mastered. So till now as an adult, there's no self-acceptance. They'll need another person to accept how they behave or what they do or how they look. You think this thing just come just like that? No. So don't let us do this to the next generation. So this is what is happening. They don't have problems. They are accepting self. They are developing the skill of self-acceptance. But if you jump and want them to bypass that stage, you are setting them up to be an adult that doesn't have self-acceptance. So there's no worry at all. Can I come to your space and give you a hug and reassure you that your child is totally okay? It is just a stage of understanding body development. They are learning self-acceptance in a vulnerable stage indeed. And it's very important for them to understand it now at this vulnerable stage. Your job is just to guide them. What are you supposed to do? Why you judge is because you don't understand. So what can you do now? You compliment them. Let them know that what they have. Oh, you look good in your white sneakers. I can see you like it. Compliment are confidence. Compliment is confidence. Not this is all we see you. This is only when you have energy. That's not a compliment there. That is a destruction. That is a punishment. That is a shaming. Sometimes it's tough to teach parents. Sometimes I just feel like, can't we just sit together for days and just, let's look eyeball to eyeball and let's be sincere to ourselves as parents. Compliment them. Compliment the child's confidence. Guide the child. This is the time you can teach your child depending on your family values. And I believe as a normal family, there's no abnormal family in my own opinion. It's up to you. Guide the child into modesty. Compliment what they have done. But if you see that there is a little bit of, out of line, it's the time to say, okay, what do you think about this? What do your opinion about this? You guide them into modesty. You encourage them with that self-worth without shaming them, without body shaming them, without saying, can't you see what you're wearing is too tight on your neck? Don't you know that you are fat? Don't you know that your shape is not like this? Because you see somebody, this is not the time. Please be mindful of your words. I said I was going to give 4 examples. I'm still explaining one. And I need to be out of here. But if this is the only thing you're getting out of here today, please hold it tight. Hold it tight. All you need to do is your support. All they want to see is your support. It's your support. They are becoming a confident human being. They are being comfortable in expressing themselves. And this is very important. And this is going to help them to develop creativity. It's going to help them to develop a lot of things, great things. So what are you doing? What about the moody thing? Can I just run through that so that we can call it a day? Your teenager is always moody, maybe a moody boy. What do you always say? What is wrong with you? Why are you always moody? Why is all this? A child is already isolating himself. These are signs at this stage. It is normal. The way you handle that situation, handle the boy, is what is going to turn out to be the result. It's going to be that. Maybe a teenager who is easily irritated. Don't touch me. Don't do this, It is normal. It is not a time for you to keep judging them. A teenager does not want to talk. What are they asking for? What are you saying? What many of you will say, you are lazy, that's why you don't want to talk to anybody. You are lazy, that's why you don't want to do this. You keep judging, you keep thinking out of box. You are disrespectful. I'm talking to you, you just said little word and you walk, you are not talking to me. That's not good, that's disrespectful. You give all the lectures about when a mother is saying a lot and a teenager is saying just little, how disrespectful it is. You give lectures. That is what many parents are saying. A lot of you say, your little ones want to play with you, but you don't care. Always you don't care. Saying to a child who is going through a developmental delay and saying you don't care is a judgmental statement. You're judging them. Yes, that's a judgment that you're doing. So what is happening at this time? What actually is happening? At this stage, they're navigating hormonal changes. Not because they don't want you to just touch or talk a lot, or they don't want the little ones to just jump on them, but because their brain, their body is navigating hormonal changes. And thankfully, your child is growing normal. Your child is developing well. That is why the child can feel this. Unfortunately, they are being judged by developing the right way. So this is what is going on at this time. They are also maybe emotional regulation. They are also trying to find their identity. Sometimes, even some adults are still confused. They're not sure about who they are. How they, because these stages were jumped. But you don't even know what you went through. Because you survived it does not mean the child should be treated like that. Because you didn't even know what you went through does not mean a child have to go through that phase. And you say that is the way it is. No, it is not the way it is. It's because you don't know. Or your parent did not know. Or our parent did not know. But we are here anyways. But do our children, they have to go through the same? No. What can you do as a parent? If a child doesn't want to talk, if they keep it to themselves, it is yours to also give them little space while you guide them along the way. It's okay to offer them space. But keep your connection gentle. Keep your connection intact. There is this difference between you giving your child space because they don't want to talk a lot, because a lot is going on in their hormones, and losing connection. Never, ever, whatever the case, ensure you are still connected. But why many lose connection during this phase is because of judgmental statement. So the child is just going to be, mommy does not understand. Daddy does not get it. And because they've heard so many horrible words from you, they're just going to keep moving back. And in the process, you're going to lose your connection. So never, ever lose connection with your child because of developmental stage. That is normal. Be careful what you say. Be careful how you react. Because a lot of you will say, I'm not saying negative words, but the way you react, the look on your face, is going to be let the ground just open for the child to just fall into it and be swallowed. So when all these things are like these, connections have been lost. So I ask you again, what are you producing? Because all these stages are going to determine the final product. So what are you producing? What? Are you answering the question? Are you answering what you're producing? What are you producing? I think I'm going to stop. I said I'm going to share 3 examples, but I think 2 is enough because of time. As we go today, as we are going today, as we are living today, as you're going to be watching this again, as you're going to be coming across this video, Can you take a moment to take a deep breath, breathe in, out slowly, and ask yourself, what actually am I producing? Am I sure of this journey called parenting? Do I actually know what exactly I am into? This manufacturing in this business of mine, is the product going to come out to be high quality or an inferior quality, inferior product? What is happening? Can you begin to take, am I actually judging my teenagers with my past behaviors? Have I been judging them? Because they are growing physically, emotionally, developmentally, natural development. But if you don't have time to pause and think, you will never catch yourself. You will never catch yourself. If you don't say, in the next 2-3 days, I want to pay attention to everything I say to my child. I want to just see and note down. You will never get to know where you are judging or punishing your child for a natural development, which is very bad. So are you determined today to learn? And why a lot of parents are still struggling even when they check and say, I don't know what to do, is because they also lack empathy somehow. I'm not going there tonight. So also learn something. Because you need to learn to be able to give. If you don't know how to show empathy naturally, your children are going to suffer at this stage. Because what they need most at this stage from you as a parent and caregiver is for you to show empathy. Is for you to be patient. But if you lack patience, how do you give what you don't have? You don't even have time to learn. You don't have time to read. You don't have time to evaluate yourself. And this is what your child is required. This is what your child is requiring at this stage. But you don't have it. What are you going to do? So you begin to underline it. I lack patience. Be sincere to yourself. I don't have any iota of empathy. You cannot give your child. So you better go learn how to get it. So that you don't destroy the future of an innovator, an inventor, a director. So that you don't destroy a global citizen in the name of your lack of skills. I'm not coming for you today. I know a lot of people are going to be upset. Oh, she's always coming like she's sounding as if I'm on my own journey. My journey is my journey, and your journey is your journey. I can only come here every Saturday to teach for free. It's up to you to be determined about your own journey. And I always say, and I'm going to say it again, that I'm not actually concerned about you as an adult or as a caregiver. I'm just worried. I just love the next generation. I love the children, the growing glory. And that is why I cannot but say this to you and tell you the truth. It is very important. So relax as a parent. Don't be afraid when you see changes in the life of your children. It is not always what you think. Most of the time, it's not what you think. So relax first. Before you jump into judging them, relax. See and understand there is a stage that these things are going to happen. It shows my child is developing the way that is required. So before you just jump, relax. Before you see changes, don't panic. Don't be afraid. It's a sign of life. It's a sign of growth. It's a sign of future brilliance. It's something you have to be glad about. It's something you have to celebrate as a parent. So the work now is the skill that you have. The how you manage the situation is all over to you about how skilled you are as a parent. So what I'm saying is that you should see beyond the behavior. See beyond the behavior. Know that this behavior is becoming of your child. It is not just a behavior. This is a way of becoming of that child. So anytime there is something, I'm not saying in this period you're not going to see things you're going to correct. Don't misunderstand. That's why I say you have to guide. That's what I was talking about, the modesty. Maybe when you're seeing a child who is, that what you call obsessed. Child who is just developing. doing what is required at that stage, and you see that maybe something is not, there's a little bit of lack of modesty, your job is to fix it. So you have to remember that you have to correct with wisdom, not shame. Correct with wisdom, not shame. And it's very important for you to guide with understanding. Guide with understanding, not control. Leave the mirror side there. Go and change that clothes. Go and put, why do you put gray on black? Go. No. Guide with understanding, not control. Let their opinion also count while you guide in love. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. And I believe that it has opened your eyes to ask yourself what you're producing. I've asked many times in this few minutes that I've been with you, and I'm going to ask for the last time today. What are you producing? Your family as a business, your parenting skills as a business, your parenting journey as a business, your children. What are you producing? The end result, is it going to be an outstanding product, or is it going to be an inferior product? Thank you all for joining me today. And I just hope if you're just joining me, you watch this video again after the live session. We're going to have this video here, even though Facebook is deleting videos, maybe after 2 weeks now, every video is gone. But our videos are always available on YouTube. So you can always go to the Vision Guide on YouTube. Everything that maybe you're searching for on Facebook, they are no more there because Facebook brought them down, but they are all on YouTube. I'll try as much as possible to be sharing some on Facebook, to sharing the link. But please go to the Vision Guide Facebook page. Everything that you're looking for is there on the YouTube, even if you can't find them on Facebook. So if you're seeing my face for the very first time today, my name is Oye Esther. I'm a family life practitioner. I'm also a parenting coach. I'm also a therapeutic play practitioner. And I'm glad to be here because every Saturday evening, I'm live here to hold hands with intentional parent with vision and journey successfully on our parenting. And that is why we call this Parenting Essentials, and it's coming to you from the Vision Guide. And as we love to say every time, that parenting must be intentional. Parenting must be purposeful. Parenting must be full of vision, because this vision is what is going to guide you, guide me jealously. And that is why I say only the Vision Guide. I'll see you next week by the grace of God on another amazing teaching. God bless you, and bye for now.